Welcome to another edition of the Red Zone podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Point du jour, and today, heading down the home stretch of the 2025 CFL season, 14 weeks up, 14 weeks down, and we got another CFL Tiers. All these games start mattering after Labor Day just a little bit more. So let's get right into it, and we start at the bottom with the Montreal Alouettes and patience. It's running low for these fans who have had to watch a 5-game losing streak with James Morgan at the helm. He just hasn't been able to move the ball consistently down the field, and it's really taken a hit, especially on that defense who is on the field all the time, it seems like. So, they just need to get Davis Alexander back. They already have Tyson Philpott and Austin Mack back in the lineup. Now it's your starting quarterback. But the good news, or somewhat good news, is that you are going to be getting McLeod Bethel Thompson starting this weekend, back from injury. And can that help? Probably. It should help. He did get benched just right before his injury, and he didn't play good football, but hey, maybe he can be better to lead this team to a victory, because that's what they need right now. They're struggling. They're still in second place in the East Division, but they desperately need a win, and it won't be easy as they'll be facing the Saskatchewan Roughriders in Saskatchewan. So we'll see the result of that game, see if they can just get a victory. Next up, we have the BC Lions, and look behind you, BC, because that cushion that they've had for that crossover spot is now totally wiped out. It's gone. It is gone. Edmonton is tied at 5-7 with the BC Lions. BC still has that tiebreaker, so they're still in fourth place. But then Ottawa and Toronto are at 4-8, so it's really tight there for that last playoff spot in the East Division. BC they should have won that game against Ottawa last week. Let Dustin Crum and the Red Blacks come back. That defense has struggled to stop anything against the pass, and this feels like a must win. This back-to-back against Ottawa. You need the second game. If you don't win this one, you're probably out of a playoff spot, at least for now. You'd probably be out, and at 5-8, is it time to start hitting the panic button for BC? I don't know. Maybe not just yet, but they need to find a way to be better defensively. Their offense is perfectly fine. Nathan O'Rourke, he's been good. Some interceptions here and there, but it's their defense that's really, really struggling. So can they bounce back, or can they have a good performance? That's what it feels like they need, is just that good performance defensively. We'll see if they can get it done against the Ottawa Red Blacks. Speaking of those Red Blacks, they're next up in the tiers. Yes, completing the comeback. I just talked about it. That amazing comeback again, for Dustin Crum. He just keeps on doing it. He just keeps on scaring teams in the final, 5 minutes of a ball game, down 2 scores. He's one of the best, is Dustin Crum. But big win for Ottawa. They really needed that one, and now they're tied with Toronto at 4-8. We'll see if they can keep these winning ways going. Taking this back-to-back against BC would be huge for Ottawa and their momentum here near the end of the year. So we'll see what they can do. Hey, if Drew Brown can come back, I know he's dressing as a backup. It looks pretty good for Ottawa. But we'll see what they can do against BC. It won't be easy because, BC wants a bounce back performance. Moving up, we have the Toronto Argonauts and the Edmonton Elks. Could make things really interesting. Both of these teams are, fighting for that one coveted playoff spot right now, the final playoff spot in the East Division. And both of these teams are coming off great victories. Probably their best performances of the season. For Toronto, it was that 52-34 victory against the BC Lions before the bye week. And for Edmonton, they come off their best win of the season against Calgary at home, where Justin Rankin just ran all over that Calgary Stampeders defense, which has been very good, probably top in the league. And you do that against the Stamps, that is really impressive. Cody Fajardo was also not too shabby, but it was about Justin Rankin, who had over 200 yards for the game, and I think 2 touchdowns as well. So look, there's momentum here, and they face each other this week. We'll see what happens there. The team that wins this game has got to feel good. And also for Toronto, I mean, a quarterback controversy. Hey, Nick Arbuckle and Chad Kelly. Chad Kelly's good to go, but they're going to start Nick Arbuckle in this one just because, how he's been playing lately. Why would you not do that? That is probably the right decision, and Nick Arbuckle will get the start against the Elks in what feels like a pretty big game. Moving on to the next tier, we have the Winnipeg Blue Bombers and the Hamilton Tiger Cats, 2 of the next 3 games. Yes, these 2 teams meet today on Friday in Hamilton, and then 2 weeks from now in Winnipeg. And for the Bombers, Zach Collaros will not start in this one. It will be Chris Strevler after Zach took that hit to the helmet, and with concussion protocols, you don't really want to mess with that. So Strevler will get the start there. And then for Hamilton, some very sad news as their owner, Ted Goveia, passed away this morning after a battle with cancer. Sending out all my condolences to his family in these very, very tough times, and to the Hamilton Tiger Cats, because I know this game is probably far from their mind right now, and they're thinking about their owner. So definitely sending out my prayers to them, and hopefully they can get the win for Ted. Next up on the tiers, we have the Calgary Stampeders, and adversity has hit this team hard. Yes, not only after this loss to Edmonton, but after the game we heard that Folarin Ormalade would be out for the rest of the year with a torn Achilles. Just terrible news for this Stampeders team. He was a leader, and now he's going to be out. But that defensive line has been great all year with Jalen Hutchings, with Clarence Hicks, but now they lose Ormalade. And how will they respond? We'll just have to wait and see. They've been really good at overcoming injuries, especially on that receiving core with a lot of guys in and out of the lineup. How do they deal with this injury? It's just wait and see. They're still 8-4. It's no need for panic, and they got a lot of motivation after the bye week with Vernon Adams facing his former team in BC, and then the week after facing Montreal, and then the week after facing BC again in BC. So no lack of motivation after a couple weeks here that he struggled, right? This Edmonton back-to-back, he hasn't put up the numbers we're used to, and his efficiency hasn't been there. So hopefully he can rebound against BC after the bye week. And then reclaiming their throne is the Saskatchewan Roughriders, who are at the top of the tiers after week 14. And I said 2-game lead over the Calgary Stampeders, can make that 3 with a win on Saturday against Montreal. We'll see what they can do against McLeod Bethel Thompson and the reeling Montreal Alouettes in Regina. But that will do it for this edition of the Red Zone Podcast, CFL Tiers edition. Now let's get into my Week 15 quick picks, starting with the Bombers at Tiger Cats. Give me the Hamilton Tiger Cats to win this one for Ted. Then the Red Blacks at the Lions. I'm going to be picking the Lions to avenge their loss to Ottawa last week. The Elks at Argos. Give me the Elks to make it 2 in a row. And then the Alouettes at the Saskatchewan Roughriders. I'm going upset here. I'm swerving. I'm going with the Alouettes to defeat the Saskatchewan Roughriders and end that 5-game losing streak. So those are my picks for week 15. But I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you next week. Peace.